Now we'll see the important muscles in your pectoral region. So this is your clavicle bone. So see, this is your clavicle bone where it is being attached to the scapula behind. So this is your clavicle, scapula, and there will be a humerus. This area your humerus will be present. Okay. So you can imagine the chest area will be right here and the sternum will be right here. Okay. So this is your clavicle. So you have some three important muscles in your pectoral region. One is your pectoralis major. So this is your pectoralis major. So moving down, so you will have your pectoralis minor and subscapularis. Okay. So the two important muscles for your examination point of view is your pectoralis major and your minor. Okay. So they will be asking a question like pinning this structure like this, and the sub question will be identify the pinned structure. Okay. So the what will be your answer? The pinned structure is your pectoralis major. Okay. The first question. The sub question will be like what is the nerve supply of it, or what is the origin and insertion, what is the action of it. Either the question may be either of these following questions. So you have to know everything about pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. You know the nerve supply for both the muscles is your lateral and medial pectoral nerve. Okay, clear? This is your pectoralis major muscle and this is your pectoralis minor muscle. So looking toward the back side, you have a scapula right here. Okay, this is your scapula. I'm holding a thing called scapula. Okay, so this is your spine of your scapula, spinous process of your scapula. Okay, so you have to know some important muscles right here. You know already that above the spinous process you have supraspinatus. Okay, so this is your supraspinatus area, and you will have a supraspinatus muscle over here. Okay, so below you will have infraspinatus muscle. Yes, you know that. Okay, supraspinatus, and so here you are going to have supraspinatus and infraspinatus. So this is your medial border. So the lateral border will be, your arm will be present. So this is your medial border. This is your lateral border and this is your medial border. The medial border, the major attachment of one muscle is your serratus anterior. You have to know. They'll be asking a question like, so they'll be filling a structure like this and they'll be asking a question, and for the pinned structure, and the sub question will be what is the nerve supply, or write the actions of the muscle, or they may also ask what is the they may ask what is the origin and the insertion of your serratus anterior. You have to know all these sub questions. And moving down, you have to know the one major muscle in your upper limb. Okay, so this triangular shape structured muscle, you have to know this multipennate muscle is your deltoid. Okay, so this area, so imagine this is your clavicle, this is your scapula, so this is your humerus. So the humerus is being halfly covered by your one big muscle. This big muscle is your deltoid muscle. So look at this area. So you can able to see from the front, from the lateral view, and you can also see a bit in the back view also. Okay, so this large muscle is your deltoid muscle. They will pin the structures like this. They can pin this structure like this, and they can ask a question like identify the pinned structure. Okay, so the pinned structure is your deltoid muscle. Okay, the sub question may be like what is the clinical use of your deltoid muscle. Okay, so the intramuscular injection, the injection is being given right here. Okay, in the deltoid region. So the intramuscular injection is your answer for the question, and they may also ask the origin, insertion, and they may also ask the actions of this muscle. You have to know the origin, insertion, nerve supply, and action is mandatory. For the deltoid muscle, you have to know what is the clinical significance of the deltoid muscle. So this is your arm region. Okay, from your humerus to the elbow, this is your arm. Okay, so you can divide the arm into front of arm and back of arm. In the front of arm, you're going to have some 3 muscles. In the back of arm, you're going to have only one muscle. Okay, so look at the specimen clearly that this is your biceps brachii. Okay, so the one large muscle in your front of your arm is your biceps brachii. So why it is called biceps brachii means, so you're going to have some two heads. Okay, so can you see? So this is your one head and this is your second head. So this is your biceps brachii. You have to know the origin, the insertion and the nerve supply for this muscle. Okay, so the next is your coracobrachialis. Okay, so the coracobrachialis is a small muscle just underneath your biceps brachii. This is your coracobrachialis muscle. They can pin the structure like this and they can ask the nerve supply. So you have to write the musculocutaneous nerve for your coracobrachialis. And then the third muscle is your the right below your biceps brachii is your brachialis muscle. Okay, so this is your brachialis muscle right here. Okay, so this is your biceps brachii, coracobrachialis and brachialis muscle. Only three muscles in your front of your arm. So the right behind you're going to have triceps muscle. Okay, so what is triceps? You're going to have some three heads for the triceps. Okay, so this is your triceps. So in the front of your arm you're going to have three muscles: biceps brachii, coracobrachialis and brachialis. The back of your arm you're going to have only one big muscle, a bulk muscle is your triceps. Okay, so the one head, two head and third head you're going to have triceps. Okay, so you know that this is your deltoid. Okay, so you have to know the quadrangular space right now. So look at the diagram here. So this is your quadrangular space. Okay, so you have to know three important muscles at this point. Okay, so this is your teres major. So the above is your above you're going to have minor, teres minor. Below you're going to have teres major marked right here. Okay, this is your teres minor, teres major. So minor is always above, major is always below. Okay, so this is your teres minor, teres major, and this is your long head of your triceps. So you know the only large muscle in your back of your arm is your triceps right here. Okay, so the large head of your triceps is this muscle. So this is your teres minor, teres major. At this diagram you can easily see that these are the spaces. You can see the three spaces right here. Okay, so the three spaces are, this is your upper triangular space, a triangular like structure. This is your upper triangular space, lower triangular space, and this is your quadrangular space. Okay, so now you have to have a nice imagination of this diagram. We'll look into the cadaver right now. Okay, so now this is your long head of your triceps. Okay, so above you're going to always have your minor. So this is your teres minor muscle, this is your teres major. Okay, so you're going to have some three spaces, right? So you will have three spaces as you seen in the book. Okay, so this is your long head of your triceps, this is your teres major, this is your teres minor. So this is the area called lower triangular space. Okay, this is your upper triangular space. A quadrangular space is right here. Okay, this is your quadrangular space. A quadrangular shape like structure, so it is called quadrangular space. This is your lower triangular space and upper triangular space. You have to know what are the structures passing through. Okay, so you can refer the books for all the structures passing through. This will be your important spotter for your examination. You will have some important structures. So the one important structure is your brachial artery. So the way you can touch and feel the artery, it is very thick. The nerve will not be that much thick. Okay, so this is your artery right here. So they will be tying this structure right here. So they will be asking identify the tied structure. Okay, so the identified tied structure is your brachial artery. They can ask what is the continuation of the brachial artery, what is the termination of your brachial artery. So the continuation of a brachial artery is your axillary artery. Okay, so the termination of your brachial artery is your ulnar artery and your radial artery. You have to know the answers also. Okay, the sub question will be what is the continuation of your brachial artery or the termination of your brachial artery. Okay, So they will be asking a question like, they can also pin the brachial artery, so a little above. So you should not get confused, as that will be your brachial artery, that will be your axillary artery. Okay, so there will be, the sub question will be, so how the axillary artery has been divided into three parts. Okay, so what is the important structure which is dividing the axillary artery into three parts is your pectoralis minor. Okay, so below it has been continuous as your brachial artery, and furthermore it is continuous as radial artery and ulnar artery. That's all about your brachial artery. So you will have one thickest nerve right here. Okay, in your thickest nerve, in you can trace nicely, the nerve is very big right here. So it's a thickest nerve in the arm region is your median nerve. Okay, so the median nerve will be placed right away. You can, the same way you can touch the nerve, and it's a thick thread like structure which is not like your artery. Artery is a tube like structure. Okay, so you have to know what is the other structures also present here. So this is your one nerve which is going inside, which will wind around your medial epicondyle. So what is a nerve wind around your medial epicondyle? Can you see it is actually piercing towards this area. So this is your medial side of your upper lip. So the medial side of your upper lip, the nerve which is going to pierces the medial epicondyle is one nerve, that is your ulnar nerve. Okay, so the same way right here, so the lateral side you will have one nerve, that is your radial nerve. Okay, so this is your radial nerve right here. So this is your musculocutaneous nerve. So you can nicely see that the musculocutaneous nerve which pierces the biceps muscle and coracobrachialis. Nicely it is piercing. So look at the piercing structure. This is your musculocutaneous nerve, and the radial nerve will be seen at the back side. Okay, so in the radial groove you will be seeing your radial nerve. So right here I can show you in this region. So imagine that this is your radial groove. It is coming right here, and this is your, this structure is your radial nerve. Okay, you have to know the three important nerves in your arm region. This is your median nerve, the one which winds around the medial epicondyle is your ulnar nerve, and the nerve which is behind in the spiral groove, the triceps area, behind the triceps muscle, the nerve will be coming like this, that will be your radial nerve. So now we'll look at the cubital fossa area. So this is your pectoral region, clavicle, the scapula will be right behind this area. This is your arm. So the next portion will be your cubital fossa. Okay, so the cubital fossa, so what is the margin of your cubital fossa? You have to know the boundaries of your cubital fossa. Okay, so medially you are going to have pronator teres, laterally you are going to have your brachioradialis. The two meeting point is your apex. Okay, this is your pronator teres muscle, and this is your brachioradialis, and the base will be the imaginary line between your two epicondyles. You have to know what are the structures which is present in your cubital fossa. So you know what are the structures present in your cubital fossa. You can remember the mnemonic called MBBS. So medial to lateral. So the mnemonic plays the correct role only from the medial side to the lateral side. Okay, so the medial side, M represents median nerve. Okay, this is your median nerve. So the next is your B. The first B stands for your brachial artery. So can you see a nice division of the brachial artery into ulnar artery and radial artery? So this is your brachial artery. So the next B represents the bicipital aponeurosis. Okay, so the right here is your bicipital aponeurosis. The last S represents superficial branch of your radial nerve. Okay, so the S is your superficial branch of your radial nerve, MBBS. Okay, so the M is for median nerve, brachial artery, bicipital aponeurosis. The last S represents superficial branch of your radial nerve. These are the four structures in your cubital fossa. So the boundaries, you know that pronata teres and your brachioradialis, which forms your apex, and this is your two epicondyle. The joining imaginary line between the two epicondyle will be your base. That's all about your cubital. We are going to see the extensor and flexor compartment of your forearm. So the palm facing above is your flexor compartment, which flexes your forearm. So then this is your extensor compartment. So the flexor compartment is being divided into superficial and deep. So you have to know what are the muscles which is present in the superficial and the deep also. So now you have to know the superficial muscles. The first important muscle is your pronata teres, which is a major boundary of your cubital fossa. So the next muscle is your, look at all the tendons right here. So this next muscle, pronata teres, next to the pronata teres, you're going to have flexor carpi radialis. This is your palmaris longa, the long tendon right here, which represents your palmaris longus. Okay, so the palmaris longa will be your spot question. They will be tying this muscle separately, and they'll be asking identify the tied structure, and you have to name it as palmaris longus. So the next is your flexor digitorum superficialis muscle right here. So many tendons will be getting attached. So you will have one more, the same thing, the one more which is present in the deep area is called profundus, which is something different. So next to your palmaris longus, you will have flexorum digitorum superficialis. The last one is your flexor carpi ulnaris. So from lateral to medial side, so look at the thumb area. So you are having a thumb region right here. So the lateral to medial side. So the lateral to medial side, you have to know the order. Pronata teres, so flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, flexor digitorum superficialis, and flexor carpi ulnaris. Okay, so you will have some more structures deep to all these structures. Some three muscles called flexor pollicis longus, which is not shown in this specimen. Flexor pollicis longus, the tendon of flexor digitorum superficialis, which will be looking same as flexor digitorum superficialis, and the last one is your pronata quadratus, which will be present here alone, this area. The finger is showing this area. The pronata quadratus will be present in the quadratus means the quadrangular structure, so it is called quadratus. Pronata quadratus will be present here. Okay, so these are the superficial structures and deep structures. So you have to know some two important structures right here. Okay? So look at the thumb area. So the thumb area, you know, this is your lateral side. So if an artery is being tied in your lateral side, you can clearly see the artery right here. Okay, so this artery is your radial artery. Okay, this artery is your radial artery. So they will be tying the structure, and they will be asking identify the tied structure. What is the clinical significance? So the tied structure is your radial artery. So this is the area where pulsation is being recorded. So superficially your pulsation will be recorded right here. Okay, this is your radial artery. So the same way you will have one more artery here. So in the medial side you are going to have one artery, that is your ulnar artery. So one nerve is also, the important nerve is also present here, that is your median nerve, which accompanies the ulnar artery. So the one nerve is being present in your medial side. So if exam question is being tied like this in the medial side, you have to identify whether it is present in the lateral side or medial side. So if it is a medial side, so look at the structure, whether it is a nerve or an artery. The nerve, then it is your median nerve. If it is an artery, then it is your ulnar artery. So if the artery is been tied in your lateral side, the thumb side, then it is your what artery? Radial artery. That's all. So this is your flexor retinaculum. So this is your hand. So in front of your hand, you want to have a thick sheet-like structure. This is your flexor retinaculum. You have to know what are the structures passing superficial and what are the structures passing deep to the flexor retinaculum. They can pin the structure like this. So the thick sheet right here, they can pin the structure, and they can ask identify the pinned structure. Write any two structures which is passing superficial to it or passing deep to it. So you have to know what are the structures passing superficial to the flexor retinaculum and what are the structures passing deep to the flexor retinaculum. You have to know all these structures. So that's all about the quarters of your upper limb. So you have to know all these quarters. Revise 1 or 2 times, you will get to know everything.